Hey guys, it's the Marine here with another Mastery Badge. I am in my T62A. This is probably, I think, battle number 84 um, of my first 100 battles in this tank, and this has been very easily my best game yet in this tank, so let's go ahead and get this started. Now, one thing about Serene Coast is you really need to win the upper corner at B1, B2 to really establish a good section of crossfire and really good map control. And I can see already that I'm really far out ahead of everyone else. And so I know that getting to my spot, I'm going to have to be a little bit more passive and just hopefully these guys get up here and start working with me. I did have a friend of mine, Pityful, from Wild Labs Forum. He went over this replay, so I'll be pointing out what he saw and what I saw. Now right here where I'm at, if I would have been over about right there, I actually would have a little bit better gun depression. I didn't realize at this time, but looking at the terrain, you can see that I'm actually on a downslope where my gun is forced to aim up a little bit higher. So Pityful pointed out that if I'd gone over here, I'd have been a little bit better hold down. At this point, it didn't really make too much of a difference, but just for future reference, let's keep that in mind.
Enemy armor is hit.
And so right now, I just have these two tanks I'm working with.
We didn't even scratch them.
With the British tanks, you typically want to aim just outside their mantle, and usually you have a pretty good chance of penning, unless it's the tier 10 variety.
Enemy is hit.
And so I want to be as not aggressive as possible, but I want to make sure these guys get into a bad position themselves. I must have been a low roll, but see, normally you can just pen straight through their turret.
Penetration. Ricochet.
With this tank and with the other Russian meds, I found that if it's anywhere close to killing them, shoot.
We didn't penetrate their armor. Enemy armor is damaged. We didn't even scratch them.
I really don't want to be shot by him. He's a pretty nasty tank. As you can see, he did click the T32, and artillery just tried to click me. So I see this Conqueror right here,
Penetration.
and I'm just trying to minimize the area of my turret that he can shoot at.
Enemy is hit.
As you can see right there, he really can't do much.
Penetration.
So that's one of the key things with the 62A and the 140 is the utilization of micro-terrain. You want to go as hold down as possible to allow yourself to take the least amount of damage. And now, this was kind of a big risky move here that Pity pointed out to me. As you can see on the mini-map, let me blow it up real quick, the 183 and T28 prototype are currently unspotted and behind. If they would have had a line of sight, they would have spotted me, and potentially the 183 could one-shot me. I don't have that much frontal armor. And so this move right here was slightly risked, but I felt like I needed to take it. I felt like the Conqueror was probably isolated. I really didn't want him getting underneath our gun line at the F3 location so that he was lighting them for the tank destroyers behind him. As you can see, I did get lit going down, but not until it was too late for them to get any shots. Unfortunately then, the Conqueror knows that I'm coming. If I'd had a little bit more patience.
Our shields hit. We've lost half our gas.
Now here's where I make another mistake. I pull too far forward in order to get that same shot. I should have just pulled forward a little bit, and I would have had perfect shot as engine deck without him being able to shoot me. And as you can see here, the IS-4 is with me. I could have let him take a shot as well. And for some reason, I'm not sure if this IS-4 did follow. He actually did not follow me up there. And so, if he would have followed me up there, that would have been great. He could have taken the hit, but he was being way too passive. Unfortunately, he did set me on fire, and I'm down to 678 health. Now, I can see on the minimap that the 9-0 line is absolutely falling apart, and so I need to get into position so that I am in an area where I can help defend the cap, because those guys, as you can see, are falling apart right then. I made a little bit of a risky move here coming up, again hoping that the T-28 prototype was not in an area where he could shoot me in the bum. Fortunately, I think they're both tunnel visioned on the group of tanks moving up towards the middle. And so I poke up here trying to get a little bit vision. Didn't see anything. Now I figure I have just a couple moments before these guys all get into base. You can pretty much count on puppies. Once they win their flank to push towards the cap without flexing back. So I'm hoping here to just get some lights and then get a quick shot off damage. As you can see, got the Tiger 2 there. Hope to get a little bit more. And I decided this time to back it off. And so what I'm going to look for now is a position where I could get hull down, protect myself from the tanks which are coming up. And so I notice right away that the railroad tracks up here where the crossing is a little bit more shallow than everywhere else. And so you're going to see me here testing the terrain a little bit to see where I can get effective shots from. And I decided that right here is probably the best. Now I can see that Waffle PZ4 is going to be pushing up here in a second. And so I'm going to be scouting out positions still where I can get safe shots from. I'm not going to dump over top to try and help necessarily the Tiger 2 from close range. It is not worth my health, especially at this point, to do it. And so I try to tell him there to fall back.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And I'm not sure if the Tiger 2 is going to listen. That was a very bad shot.
Enemy is hit.
Now my worry here is the PZ4 coming over top.
Enemy armor is damaged.
At least them coming together, and unfortunately they don't. And Artie really helps me out there. Now this move right here gets me isolated from most of the support from the other team, but this is the right move. I need to take him out as quickly and effectively as possible.
Track hit. Penetration. Target released. That one bounced.
Really, the 32 doesn't have very good depression. Well, he doesn't have enough depression to really make a difference.
We didn't even
And thankfully the 183 misses here.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit.
Now here is that tracking shot should have been my last shot at the 183. The IS-4 here is the one that is currently moving up on my position. I needed to take him out as quickly as possible so that I could potentially win a brawl if it becomes there. I should have left the 183 alone and instead, again, just focused here on the IS-4.
Penetration.
And I honestly probably did that one shot too late.
Enemy armor
I
is
should not have
damaged.
taken that shot at the 183. I should have, again, continued focused here. Now my thinking was I could pull this IS-4 down the slope, stay hold down, track him.
We didn't
But I
penetrate
didn't
their
realize
armor.
how good his depression was.
We're done for.
And
Everyone
unfortunately,
get
he was
up.
able to kill me. As you can see, he was left on 145. Had I put one more shot into him earlier, he would be dead right now. And unfortunately, that did cost me. I didn't realize at this time, though, that their 183 had done over 7k as well, but I had beaten him by about 200 damage. And unfortunately, this is all I do here. I feel like this battle was probably my strongest battle possible in the T62A. In speaking with Pityful, he would have made all the same general decisions I would have made. He would have just done a couple things a little bit different. Um, and I believe I mentioned those all. I did take one extra hit from the Conqueror, which I absolutely should not have done, as well as from the 121. I should have let the other tanks push up and take care of it. And unfortunately, because I didn't have that health there at the end that I should have, I was unable to carry this in the end. But as you can see, this was a mastery. I did get the high caliber. I've made 115,000 credits, and with premium, made 1950. And as you can see, I finished with 7,203 damage for base experience and a loss of 1,300. Next highest in our team only did 2495. Very very lucky that I got this high caliber with the 183 doing as much damage as he did. And as you can see, I'm profited 47,000 in a loss. I did not shoot any heat in this battle. I actually found that most situations APCR is the best. Anyway, that was my master badge in a very heartbreaking fashion. I hope you enjoyed.